can you talk if you haven't got a brain?
I don't know. But some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
You lousy corksuckers.
All right. What is it? Sunday night? Must be the Sunday night Radio Baloney Live. I am your host, Richie Baloney. How the hell's it going, everybody? How the hell's it going? Spambot says, bring it on. All right. Well, I guess we'll do that. I guess we're going to bring it on. Let's see who we got. We got Spambot. We got Izzy in the chat. How you guys doing? Good to see you. Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah, what are we going to do? Well, first off, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the menu. There's actually not that much I've got. It's kind of slow. So we don't have that much. So we're going to have kind of a Rancho Relaxo stream tonight, I think. I thought first we're just going to go through just some random stuff. Just comes up in the feed on X and just see if there's anything interesting that's happening while I've been preparing for the stream. Then we're going to talk about Canadian immigration, which is a fiasco, is a total disaster. And we're going to get into it. Bill C9. What's that bill for? Well, it's a liberal bill, so I guess it's to make your life terrible and to oppress you. We'll get into that. We got memes, people. We got memes. We got some EU memes. We got all kinds of memes in here. It's a good time. Let's see. That fraud in Minnesota from the Somalian community may reach actually 8 billion. We'll hear about that. Not 1 billion. 8 billion. I remember in the last chat, I think Spambot was saying it was billions, plural billions. So I think he was right. Let's see. We've got Elon Musk here talking about free speech. And I think this is directed towards the EU, which is trying to find him now. They want him to censor. EU has just become so dystopian. It's crazy. We got some more stuff on land claims in Canada. This thing in Richmond is a total disaster. It is just a taste. It's a tiny appetizer for the economic catastrophe that's going to befall British Columbia. Then we got a bunch of palate cleanser stuff that you guys sent in. A bunch of a-holes from the chat sent this stuff in. So we'll take a look at that. And I guess we got our various shows. We got the Sydney Sweeney show there. Maybe we'll look at some other shows. Anybody watching on YouTube, please go to, what the hell happened here? Please go to my new YouTube channel, Radio Baloney News. I've separated the channels. The one you're on now is for live streams and Canadian news. Radio Baloney News is for all the clips that are U.S. news, world news, UK news, meme reviews, woke my virus stuff. Please go there. You know the algorithm ain't going to help me out, so spare a brother a follow, huh? And we also I thought we'd take a look at Fox Live Now, because it's free, and we can take a look at it. We don't get copyrighted, so it's good times for everybody. Now, what is going on with the chat? As everybody knows, by the way, we're streaming right now on Rumble, first and foremost, then on YouTube, on X, and on Locals. And when you like the stream, of course, when you subscribe to the stream as well or send money or something, you get good karma. But when you're one of the first ones to like the stream, you get extra karma. Extra. So let's find out who gets what tonight. And in these troubled times, you can't turn your back on that. Spambot Father says, looking forward to tonight. I've been looking forward to tonight as well. So I'm glad you as well. Spambot, first like. So what is it tonight? That is 6 times good karma tonight. 6 times good karma. That's 6, not 1, 6 times. That's a lot. That's a lot of good karma. Nothing bad can happen to Spambot now. That's the guarantee that I make. Let's see. Drinks are ready for the Bolshevik talk. So I'm going to try not to say it because I don't want to encourage that kind of behavior. I'll try and think of a different word. Let's see. Izzy says like number 3. So that would be 4 times good karma for you. Nice. Let's see. He says it's starting to feel like proper winter out there. Yep. Let's see. Spambot is pouring booze for himself. What else we got going on? All right. Now Scotch is in the chat. Uh-oh. This could get ugly in the chat tonight. Fast. Let's see. YouTube link from Keith Wilson, Alberta's Path to Independence. Yeah, we'll get to that later on. Let's see. All right. We guys are just talking about the weather in the chat. So, yeah. All right. All right. Well, that's it. Let's just get to stuff. Dramus, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah. All right. That's it. Hopefully everybody else shows up. Now what are we doing? Actually, let's take a look. Let's see what the
are not taking advantage of us anymore. We're taking in tremendous amounts of money from countries that will.
Actually, this needs to update. Is it? Oh, that's a replay. Okay, well, let's take a look. Do they have anything? What the hell's this?
I'm a sellout.
What the hell's going on? I don't think they're actually live. Or we have to get past this ad. All right, hold on a second.
Sold my soul.
I don't know what's going on there. I think it's just crazy. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so no, this is a replay. All right, so they're not live tonight. So we'll just forget about it. Let's go to the home screen. Let's go to the home screen on X, and let's just see what news has come up here. And because I don't have that much on the menu, so we might as well just chill for a little bit. Let's see. What's this? Let's see. What's this? Don't want Laura Loomer. What's this here? Apparently the author of one of the most absurd doctoral dissertations I've ever exposed has since requested that ProQuest prevent the public from viewing or purchasing it. Good thing I downloaded it. You can view and download it at the link below. So, okay, so when academics don't want anybody to see their work, that's a really great clue that everything they're doing is total and utter bullshit. Let's see. What is this? A brief history of my gendered body. An autoethnographic exploration of trans, queer, and Cuban embodiment. What does Cuban embodiment mean? No idea. I guarantee this person doesn't even have an idea. It's just words. They just string words together in a way that they think will imbue it with some false authority or depth or profundity. At the request of the author, this graduate work is not available to view or purchase. I wonder why. I wonder if it's utterly ludicrous and people would just make fun of it. I wonder if that's why. Let's see. What's this? Author's note, an abstract of sorts, always pretentious, always. Hello, darling. Really? This is academia now, folks. Welcome. What follows is an embodied unfurling, stutter, and flow of the intersections of my gender, ethnicity, and sexuality. It's a tale of one body throughout 4 cities in 5 parts as an autoethnography. Holy crap. I think I just lost 20 IQ points just reading that. So they're not even taking it seriously at this point. Hello, darling. Welcome. What follows is an embodied unfurling, stutter, flow of the intersections. She wants to be a terrible poet. Why not just do that? What a waste of human potential this all is. Psychology's canon does not reflect most of me and therefore has a very little place here. So she's just going to ignore all scholarship because it's really just about her. It is autoethnography after all. That's science now, just whatever you feel like. It is an invalidation based in, white supremacist epistemic injustice. Not just white supremacy, it's white supremacist epistemic injustice to be expected to justify experiences, observations, and ideas by citing respectable professionals legitimized by a violent institution. Legitimized by a violent institution. What institution was this? Does it say over here? Point Park University. I've never heard of it before. I'm sure it must be terrifying. Let's see. The same institution that I am seeking validation from true. The same institution I am seeking validation from true. Honesty resists simplicity. Well, what about reality? What about facts? Right? Honesty doesn't resist facts or reality. So by basically just rejecting scholarship entirely, that means you don't have to be a scholar. You don't need to provide evidence. You don't need to prove anything that you're going to say. It's just your feelings. I keep saying it. This is an enormous waste of human potential. I'm not saying this person would have done anything great, but might have done something useful, like filling in potholes, for instance. And how much more useful is filling in potholes? A billion, trillion, infinite amount of times more useful than a brief history of my gendered body, an autoethnographic exploration of trans, queer, and Cuban embodiment. So I think it's pretty dumb. What does he say here? Colin Wright says authors typically pay academic journals thousands of dollars out of pocket to make their research open access. Imagine going out of your way to contact an academic publisher requesting to make your open access research completely inaccessible to the public. It's like they want to be recognized as having a doctorate, but realize that anyone who actually reads their dissertation will view them as an academic charlatan. Well, who would think that? I mean, who would think that after reading psychology's canon does not reflect most of me and therefore has very little place here. It is an invalidation based in, white supremacist epistemic injustice to be expected to justify experiences, observations, and ideas. You know what? If you can't justify anything that you're saying, it's worthless. That's the whole thing. But I guess that's the white supremacist epistemic injustice in me talking, I guess. Utter frauds, obvious frauds, utter waste of time. Get this person filling in potholes immediately. Probably, you know what? Not even that, because probably wouldn't even be able to do a good job at that. I don't know what. Maybe just out of the way. I think maybe what we need to do is just find a nice island somewhere, a really nice island out in the middle of the Pacific somewhere, really nice one that's not populated yet, and just take all of the academics, not all of them, but the STEM people can stay, most of them. But the humanities, all of them, because we don't need them anymore, quite frankly. It's just completely a waste of time now. Put them on the nice island. Make it really nice for them. They're never going to want to leave. Just put them there. There's like no internet to the outside world. They can have like an intranet like in China. And if you tell them it's like how China does it, they'll all love it, right? So they'll all be fine with that. Just put them on a nice island, and make them comfortable, airdrop supplies to them every month and just let them live there and write all their papers together and stuff. And if some giant, hurricane comes along and just wipes it off the face of the earth, well, whatever. I mean, we tried. At that point, we tried. Now, what are we talking about? What's going on? Oh, Norm Macdonald joke of the day. The cast of America's hottest new show, ER, have landed themselves on the cover of Entertainment Weekly. They're all there, the most popular bunch of actors on TV. There's that guy, and that other guy over there. There's that black guy there, and the frizzy-haired lady, and here's that blonde doctor girl over there. There they are, America's hottest group of actors. Got to work on the Norm impression. I do. I know. Look at, they're back at the ostriches again. Look at this, the RCMP. They won't leave them alone. Now they're chasing them down the street, trying to catch them. Leave the ostriches alone, for God's sakes. Haven't you done enough harm? Good Lord. All right. Let's go back to the chat. All right. I want to remind YouTube people again, new channel, Radio Baloney News, all the U.S. news, world news, meme reviews, woke mind virus stuff there. You got to go subscribe to that channel. Go do it immediately. Thank you very much. All right. So what are you guys saying? Let's see. You guys haven't said much since what the heck? All right. Let's see. Spambot says X is 30 seconds ahead of Rumble. Well, that's interesting. Listen to X live and comment here. Okay, well, very well. Thank you for that. Spambot says only 20 IQ points. Maybe 30. Maybe 30. Troubling times. All right. Let's get into this, into the stories I have racked up here. So here is Michelle Rempel Garner just going totally savage on Lena Diab, the immigration minister, the liberal immigration minister. Sheila Gunn-Reid posted this from Rebel News. Conservative MP Michelle Rempel Garner walks Lena Diab through her job like it's the first day of kindergarten, detailing cases of assaults committed by non-citizens who get to stay in Canada. So is Diab the most incompetent? I mean, there's a lot of competition as to who is the most incompetent minister. I would have said it was Gary Ananda Sangari, who I do love saying his name. It really rolls off the tongue. Ananda Sangari. I mean, he's a genuine halfwit, but this one I think is kind of, I feel like she's more malign in intent while also being a halfwit. Let's take a look here at Michelle Rempel Garner having a go at her.
He sexually assaulted an 18-year-old at a club in my city in Calgary. He was found guilty, and this judge reduced his sentence because of that provision in that bill you're responsible for. The definition of serious criminality, it doesn't work. I just want to feel like, do you think that's bad? Like, do you think that maybe we should change that so that people who are non-citizens who are convicted of things like sexual assault get auto-deported rather than just kind of sticking around and doing it again, maybe?
So we have legislation in front of us that will ensure serious crimes get dealt with seriously,
Which
including
legislation?
Deportations, the immigration. So even the judge in the case said
No. Go back. Tell me which law you're talking about.
To override the seriousness of the offense might be a factor to
So you
consider,
don't know which
but
law
it
you
will-
just said?
Absolutely. No, it would not override the offense.
I really think you have no idea what you're talking about. It's really sad. We're talking about non-citizens who are convicted of serious crime being allowed to stay in Canada. So we put forward an amendment to Bill C-12, which would have corrected this. I did your job for you. I think Peter might be doing your job for you in a couple of months, but you guys didn't support that. So I'm asking you as just somebody.
Yes, point of order, Mr. Fragiscatos.
Let's just maintain the focus on the subject at hand, which is immigration.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't mind that at all. Because it's look, what are we talking about here? We're talking about the simplest thing in the world. We're talking about just basics here, just the kind of basics of having, a civil society, the basics of having, a civilized country, right? Like, you deport criminals. You just do it. Like, everybody else does this, by the way. That's just normal in other countries all around the world. What did she say here?
I just want to feel like, do you think that's bad? Like, do you think that maybe we should change that so that people who are non-citizens who are convicted of things like sexual assault get auto-deported rather than just kind of sticking around and doing it again, maybe?
And the problem here is obviously, and the problem here is obviously that they're not getting deported. Nothing's happened. People are just committing crimes, getting right back out again, and committing crimes over again, over and over and over again. And this is happening en masse, right? So what we are confronted with in Canada, and what we've been confronted with for the last 10 years, is very literally and very simply just sane versus insane. And insane has just kept winning over and over again. Insane has a win streak that's 10 years long, right? And much to my bafflement and dismay, it won again in the last election. At some point, things just as reasonable and pragmatic, just common sense, as we're hearing from Michelle Rempel-Garner here, it has to win. Like that has to go on a winning streak, or Canada is screwed. Or Canada will just turn into San Francisco. And there will be, here's the thing. If Canada just turns into San Francisco, that means most Canadians like that. They like total, utter woke dysfunction.
Everything woke turns to shit.
And they like it. So we'll have to see what happens. All right. How about here she is again? Let's watch this.
She can't even answer a basic question. So I'm asking you, you have people, non-citizens who have been convicted of sexual assault, and judges are using a serious criminality loophole that's in your bill, in your department. Do you think that should maybe be changed?
People who are committing serious offenses will be deported. I'll tell you.
No, this guy wasn't. He's still here.
Well, we're talking now. I can't talk. I don't know what year you're referring to. I don't
All of
really
these cases,
know that,
you're still here.
And again, I think what you're trying to do is, this is
Stand
an
up for
approach
victims?
that it's a recycled approach that we heard years ago that interferes with judicial independence and
you're
ignores the Supreme
pro-raper.
Court precedent. But again, I say to you, the courts have already indicated that serious offenses will be dealt with.
I think hearing reality makes her twitchy for some reason.
Seriously, guys staying in Canada. That's what we're hearing. But can't you even just say that this is wrong and you'll look into it? Like, did nobody even say, like, maybe you could just say, Minister, this is really serious. You should say it's serious. I'm going to look into it. Maybe we could work together on it. You just defended a guy who sexually assaulted somebody and should be deported. And you're the immigration minister.
I don't know the facts you're referring to.
I just told you. I've raised it in the House and you guys have done nothing. And it's continuing every day. It's rampant in our justice system. You have the responsibility to do this and you've done nothing. Why?
Thank you, Ms. Rempel-Garner. Thank you, Minister Diaz.
It's just been 10 years of this. 10 years of just ideologues and half-wits saying everything's fine, we're doing a great job. And they've just kept winning. Bafflingly. Incredibly. It can't continue, can it? How about this one? Let's see. Mark Nixon says, absolutely ruthless. Absolutely ruthless. Well, let's take a look.
It's true. You are a very bad minister. I understand the Liberals want to silence me and rescue you. They shouldn't let him rescue you. He's going to have your job. Will you support an amendment to ensure that your government can't mass extend 3 million people because you have no plan to remove them? Yes or no? And this is really bad. Can you just
listen,
be clear?
member? When you ask a question, I think you should be able to have decency to let someone respond. If you don't like any responses, then please continue.
I don't
to
like
do
your
what
word
you'd like.
salad.
Yeah, okay. She's not the one letting out people assaulting women, all right, and various other criminals. She's not the one doing that, all right. So who's really got to show some decency here? Whose turn is it?
It's true. You are a very bad minister.
Oh, you know what? I prefer fattoush and tabbouleh to your salad at any time.
That is the oddest thing any immigration minister has said at this committee. It's very weak.
It's my culture.
Will likely be added to your performance review.
So I obviously love that. It's almost just become farce at this point. You see these committees and you see the Liberals, and none of them know what they're doing. And none of them really have any answers. Again, the Gary Ananda Sangari clips, those are pure gold. You just see these ideologues and or halfwits have no idea what they're doing. They have no expertise in anything. They're just there. They're just there to do what the boss says, whether it's Justin Trudeau or now Mark Carney. That's it. They don't even seem interested, actually, in their whatever their purview is. So the conservatives have to just keep doing this. I mean, at this point, mockery is the right thing. Tried everything else. It just straight up mockery, I think, is the way to go. And Canadians will see it eventually. Enough Canadians will reach that line, whether it's on inflation, housing, crime, immigration, whatever, that they'll be receptive to this. Again, when people start getting angry, when people realize, wait a second, these people I've been voting for have actually wrecked my life. Just wait until everybody has a real good thing about these land claims that are happening right now and start worrying about their home equity. You know, people are going to get angry. And when they do, they're going to want people like this. They're going to want blunt people. They're going to want somebody like Pierre Poilievre, who's mean, the CBC says. CBC says that he's mean. Well, guess what? That might backfire on them. Because eventually, when things get bad enough and people start getting pissed off, they're going to want somebody mean. All right. What else have we got here? Meet Axel Schwan, president of Tim Hortons Canada. Mr. Schwan is deeply committed to ensuring that Tim Hortons does not employ a single Canadian. All temporary foreign workers at every single one. I don't go anymore because it's gross now. Last time I went into one, there was flies everywhere. There was like flies on the donuts. I went, it's just gross. And there were no Canadians working there. So there's been a corresponding drop in quality. And actually, the people working there couldn't even speak English. And I just said, that's it, I'm done. I don't want to support a company that is just screwing over Canada. They trade on being a Canadian company and Canadian history and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? Hire some goddamn Canadians then. If you're not going to do that, no. And also, your restaurants are now literally gross. The restaurants are now third world. I expect to see children with flies on their faces in there now. So anyway, nice job there. Nice job. And he's still asking Carney for more. They want more and more. Everybody must be on minimum wage forever. Tim Hortons is lobbying the government. Tim Hortons is lobbying the government to raise the temporary foreign worker cap back up to 30%. Tim Hortons lobbied MPs for more temporary foreign workers over the last 18 months, December 3rd, 2025. Meetings arranged as government lowered TFW cap following height of pandemic. I'm sure Mark Carney saying, don't worry, we're going to take care of you. You'll never have to pay anybody over minimum wage ever again, or pay to train any of your employees or any again. Well, that'll all be subsidized. Don't worry. You'll never have anybody ask you for a raise ever again. None of those pesky Canadians. And they are looking for a Nexus type approval with fast in and out privileges at customs. Ugh. These scumbags want to pillage our country. This is just, I view it as just criminal at this point. It's awful. Now for some good news. So American leftists kept threatening to move to Canada if Donald Trump won, and some of them did. Let's see, from the Calgary Herald. Not an easy thing. U.S. family rejecting Trump's America spurned by Canadian immigration. There's just this warm welcome. In America, you have to worry about what neighborhood you move into. Said Pamela Smith, who moved her family to Calgary from Montana. So she has to worry about what neighborhood she moves her family to in Montana. Okay. Anyway, she's been rejected, apparently. Amazingly. I mean, this must be the only person who's been rejected. Maybe she must have a job. She must have a career. She must not be looking for welfare. That's probably why she was rejected. let's see. A prominent social influencer. Oh, she's a social influencer who moved to Calgary to escape U.S. President Donald Trump's America has been rejected by Canadian immigration officials. 6 months after arriving in Calgary seeking a more tolerant home, Pamela Smith said that she, her husband, and 3 children are considering leaving Canada for Portugal after Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada deemed them ineligible for permanent residency. Well, we don't find out why, but Smith, 47, says she was surprised when she received the rejection letter from the IRCC last month, stating the family is no longer eligible to be in the pool, noting they received no points for their mid-40s ages following their application for express entry. So there's probably something else in here that we're not hearing about, but I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that anybody was rejected. Maybe it's because she's American, right? And there's all this kind of there's this moral panic over the United States and Canada now. I don't know. But we don't need any more leftists here. So good riddance. Get out. We don't want any more leftists. Thank you. We're full. All right. Let's get back to the chat. Maybe we'll even do an ad. What the heck's going on here? Maybe we'll even do an ad read. Why not? Is it crazy? Is it crazy to do an ad read? I don't know. What do you give someone who already has everything? You give them the sizzle. Chicago Steak Company, head to mychicagosteak.com. That's mychicagosteak.com. Code Santa229. We're talking the top 2% of beef in America. USDA Prime and Premium Angus, hand cut by master butchers. The kind of marbling that hits a screaming hot pan and fills the whole house with that smell. You know the one. I know the one. Right now, spend $229 on any holiday order, and they'll send you 6 free petit ribeye plus free shipping. Plus free shipping, folks. That's a $240 in premium steak free. Come on. And the presentation? These arrive in a gift box packed with dry ice. Opening it feels like Christmas morning. This isn't another sweater. This is a dinner that becomes a memory. mychicagosteak.com. Promo code Santa229. That's SANTA 229. mychicagosteak.com. All right. Now what's going on? Well, the chat's not moving much tonight. Let's see. Royal Canadian Ostrich Killers, Izzy says. Royal Canadian Ostrich Killers. Well, they just seem to be spending all their time killing ostriches now. Let's see. Probably moving on to llamas soon, I would say. All right. Let's move on. What do we got next? Bill C9 Canada. So this is one of their hate speech laws. Censorship law. It's a censorship law. Ezra Levant says, your government prosecuted me for 6 years because I published a book called The Libranos that you said was illegal. Yes, Ezra Levant published a book about Justin Trudeau's Liberals before an election, and they claimed it was election interference. The government did, and as they're constantly persecuting and suing Ezra Levant because they believe in democracy. So what's going on here? What's he responding to? Foreign Policy Canada. So this is government. Canada's foreign policy activities are led by Global Affairs Canada. So what's the government telling us? Dissenting voices disappearing from your feed? It might not be an accident. Some foreign regimes silence critics through takedowns, legal threats, and intimidation campaigns. Learn their tactics and think before you share. Think before you share. don't share things. Don't share things, especially if they're about the liberals. So this is, I mean, it's hilarious that this is what they put out. Let's take a quick look. Well, I don't doubt at all that there's foreign active measures all over the place. It's just coming from the Canadian government. And I believe that there is a reader's added context note here. The Canadian government is currently in the process of drafting Bill C9, which would criminalize forms of protected speech and protest. That's right, including like the Bible, passages from the Bible. They want to make illegal. They want to be able to put you in prison for being a Christian preacher. I guess maybe just for owning the Bible, maybe it's going to come to that. It's supposed to be against, any religious text that might incite hate, but we all know it just means Christianity, right? We all know that for a fact. This is not going to apply to any other religions, especially ones, I don't know. Is there one that throws like gay people off rooftops or something? I think I heard about that once. I don't think it'll affect anybody else other than Christians. It won't affect the rooftop people. Yeah, so it's very rich coming from the Canadian government, it's just a endless series of legislation to censor Canadians and bully Canadians into not dissenting, into just nodding and just going along with it, keeping their head down, don't want to get in trouble. And again, and here, Ezra Levant, your government prosecuted me for 6 years because I published a book called The Libranos that you said was illegal. A book about Justin Trudeau and the Liberals. And, at that time, this was before an election. And at that time, there was actually lots of books published about. In that time, there were other books published about Canadian politics, and none of them got sued for some reason. I don't know. Make it make sense. Anyway, yeah, thanks, Foreign Policy Canada, for your warning. Thank you so much. And no, I don't want your Bill C9. All right. Memes. Let's go back to the chat for a second. Let's see. Trudeau Survivor says, everyone crying to the news when things don't go their way, hoping to change the outcome. See it a lot when people get scammed on their bank accounts. Well, guaranteed now, that woman whose claim was rejected, that will now be magically approved, right? Because it would not be equity or something, be inequitable or something. It definitely isn't far left to refuse her. Let's go to memes. Izzy says, numbers are low tonight. Wonder why. It just happens sometimes. I know, it just happens sometimes. I don't know why. Let's see. What do I got going here? So let's do some memes, shall we? Elon Musk reposted this. So Elon Musk has been having trouble with the European Union wanting to sue him for $140 million for not doing their censorship bidding. Let's see. EU's own opinion. Let's see. A lot of stars there. User reviews. 1 star. 1 star. I know they're definitely getting a 1-star review from Elon Musk and from me as well, or just from any sane person, any freedom-loving person who doesn't want to be ruled by a bunch of unelected bureaucrats. Yes, they have elected MEPs, but they don't even write the laws. It's the unelected bureaucrats that do it. So 1 star. Let's see. What's this? Marie Isabella posted this. The evolution of the trash icon. So I remember that. And yeah, there we go. There we go. And let's see all of these. Oh, yeah. European Union. That's the new icon. Because it's trash. Because it's trash. What's this? Declaration of memes never stops hurting. When you go to the bar to have a good time, but then remember that government exists. Just came here to relax, blow off some steam. But then I remember government exists. Government's the worst. You know, this is, I think, how many Canadians is this? Every time they go to the bar, they go to have a good time, and then they remember, oh God, Mark Carney's the prime minister. Ugh, everything's ruined. I'm sure there's a lot of that in the UK with Keir Starmer as well. What's going on here? Hypocrisy at its finest. Why do you need privacy? Why do you need privacy? Nothing to hide, nothing to fear. That's the state. Agreed, which is why I'm leaking these government files online. Now, the state doesn't like that with its monopoly on violence. Not at all. All right, let's see. Declaration of memes every time. Let's see. Her feed, hungry, eat the rich. And I think they actually mean eat the rich, like literally cannibalism. And then let's see. And then she's got the hammer and sickle there. Her Thanksgiving pics. So is it literally every wealthy white woman is a far leftist, is a useful idiot? Is it every single one? It can't be every single one. I know it's like all like, it's almost all like, upper middle class white women are all, this hammer and sickle and eat the rich and socialists. Well, champagne socialists. But is it all of them? Is it every single one? I don't know. I'll have to see a poll. Let's see. Daily memes. This is a velociraptor-free workplace. Well, thank God. It has proudly been 25,915,000 days, or I guess years, sorry. Proudly been 25 million. Well, actually, this is wrong. Because they went extinct 62 million years ago. So, 71 million years times 360. So that's 25 billion, 915. I really blew this one. God damn it. God damn it. 25 billion days. 71 million years. All right. Since the last incident with a velociraptor. Anyway, I blew it. All right. What's going on here? Daily memes. So these two cars serve literally no purpose in the Cars universe. So I guess that cartoon movie, Cars, and you've got a bus and a car, but everybody's a car. They don't need those things. So yeah, you'd think somebody would have thought of that, right? I don't know. Hollywood, getting worse and worse. Let's see. Straight to jail. So let's see. Monopoly UK edition. And where's St. James Place? And where's Park? No, just go straight to jail. Well, there's also in jail. But then everything literally. Where's Reading Railroad? No, not just jail. Ventura? No, jail. Darn it. So yeah, UK monopoly sucks, as well as, I think a lot. A lot of things are now, which is really sad because a great country, and it's sad what's happened. A better design for the European Union flag, hammer and sickle. Yes. Although, really, I mean, they're just moving towards Chinese totalitarianism, Chinese, neo-fascism. That's really what they're moving towards. So, but I guess you could have the hammer and sickle in there. And I mean, they got the stars. China has the stars on the flag. So, European Union hates free speech. Terrorists stabbing children. No, not bothered. That just means the plan's working, actually. Trump and Elon on X. Nightmares. Yeah, well, they would like to stop their plan of terrorists stabbing children there so that they can have their permanent underclass that they think will vote for them forever. I'm not so sure about that. I think they might have their own thing that they might want to vote for. I think called Sharia. Let's see. Franklin gets arrested for a meme. Well, this is the UK. I guess this is the UK edition here of Franklin. He looks sad. Let's see. Mom, I'm an astronaut. See, I'm a dinosaur. Mom seems to be taking it in stride. Let's see. I'm a princess, and now she's really happy. Okay, Billy, time to become a girl. Doctor with the scissors. This is literally it. This is literally it. I mean, now it's just they start them immediately on the road to the scissors. And the mother is thrilled, absolutely thrilled. It's so gross when you see stuff like posted online, Facebook or whatever. One of these moms who just they won't shut up about it. They obviously are advertising it, I think, for the benefit of their own virtue, and to show what a hip parent they are, I guess, by like wrecking their kids' lives. There's something so incredibly gross about it. And, being so into, like, there was one, like, trying to figure out, like, a theme for the daughter coming home from the butchers, from the gender butchers, like, tatas or bye-bye boobies. I mean, literally unbelievably disturbing and demented. It's just man. Who is going to in 10 years? Who's going to admit to have ever supported any of this lunacy? These medical experiments on children. Who? I don't think there'll be that many. All right. Let's see. Spambot says, switch to my phone. PC is rebooting for an update I don't want. Smart man. You got to avoid those. They'll just ruin everything. Trudeau Survivor says, butchered that dinosaur meme. I sure did. I did a terrible, terrible job on that, Trudeau Survivor. Thank you for noticing. Canucks Six Trigger, how you doing? Lucky like number 7. Well, that would get you 1.4 good comments for you. Did the math in my head. It's rock solid numbers right there. All right, what's going on with Somalia? What's going on with Minnesota's thriving Somali diaspora? Breaking: Minnesota Somali fraud may reach $8 billion, not just $1 billion as first reported. So it's even better. Let's take a look.
Fraud investigators are finding in Minnesota is growing by the day. Kelly Loeffler, who leads the Small Business Administration, says in the 2 days her agency has been investigating the state, they've uncovered at least $1 million in PPP fraud just 2 days in. Several of the whistleblowers in Minnesota have also told lawmakers they believe the total amount of fraud could total up to more than $8 billion. Governor Tim Walz, who is up for re-election, is under fire for all of this happening under his watch. But he says they have paused these programs. They've brought in outside auditors to get an idea of how far-reaching this fraud was. They're taking steps to keep it from happening again. And he's defending his management of the state while also taking shots at Republicans and the president.
And in spite of the headwinds we're up against, Minnesota ranks economically, economic growth, happiness, number of people insured, education levels, near the very top. So I'll tell you what, I have no interest in having this state look like Oklahoma or Mississippi. And if folks are going to commit crimes here, thinking because our generous spirit and our programs that we have is going to give them some kind of cover, they are sadly mistaken.
Yeah, Minnesota is also now home to the single largest.
Yeah. Waltz is going to make this go away as fast as he can and do as little as possible and hold as few people accountable and as little as possible as he can. Because Tim Waltz, spoiler alert, commie, dirty commie. It's another name for him. It starts with B. What is that? It's a bonehead. Have a drink. Bolshevik. He's a Bolshevik. He's Bolshevik through and through. He's a Bolshevik. A dirty, filthy Bolshevik. All right. Anyway, let's finish off this.
Largest pandemic fraud scheme in the country. And Republicans argue that Walz and other Democrats opened the door to this. So,
those Minnesota Somalis, they're very, very productive. when it comes to fraud, $8 billion worth, and also piracy. So I guess they better hope they don't find where the lakes are, because they'll start up some small businesses in that. They'll get some piracy startups going. Don't give them speedboats. They can't help it. All right. Now what's going on? What does Trudeau Survivor say here? After the apocalypse, when everyone is riding camels, then the great Somali camel saddle making skills will highlight Somali excellence. Well, we did a grok on the most important Somali inventions of all time. And the top one, well, the first one seemed to be financial tools for Somalia, which is probably just fraud, let's face it. And then the second biggest one was a camel saddle, some kind of specialized camel saddle. So that's pretty much it. Let's see. Camus posted this. And here's Elon Musk talking about freedom of speech. And, it's a really easy way to tell who the good guys are and the bad guys. Like, who's the one for you being able to accurately describe reality as you see it, and who's against that? So I'll let you choose which is the good guy. Yeah, it's the free speech guy. All right, let's take a look.
Yes, I think as a general rule, you can tell which side is the good side and which side is the bad side by which side wishes to restrict freedom of speech. The side that is restricting freedom of speech, that would have been sort of the Hitler, Stalin, Mussolinis of the world. They had very strong censorship, very strong restrictions on speech. That's one of the signs that they are the bad guys. And so, in fact, a restriction on speech and large government is fundamentally fascist, obviously. So, ironically, in pushing for censorship, it makes it very clear that the left is the side that is against freedom, and freedom of speech is simply one of many freedoms that we should have as a civil society, because ideas should win on the strength of their arguments. They should not win because they are suppressed.
Yeah, they should not win based on identity markers, just merit. We need to return to a merit built Western civilization. Merit built it. That's why the left hates it. The left hates civilization, Western civilization. They hate merit. They want to do away with it. End of story. Every argument should win on their merits, not on identity markers or equity or some other nonsense commie gibberish. And I think, and now Elon Musk, now this is against the backdrop of the EU saying they're trying to fine Elon Musk, $140 million. They say because they don't like the blue check marks because they're deceptive and something about ads, and he won't let them just have free reign over all of the data on X. And it's like, Elon Musk has said that they offered him a deal where they drop everything if he would just censor Europeans for him, legal speech for them. So it's clearly about censorship, right? And wanting access to all of the X data, obviously, that's for censorship as well. That's for prosecuting dissidents. So, but it is true, isn't it? It is true. When were the good guys ever the ones who wanted to put people in prison for just accurately describing the world as they see it? That's literally never the good guys. The bad guys are always at least more censorious than the good guys. I mean, even the good guys have to be a little bit censorious like calls to murder, for instance, that sort of thing. But the bad guys are always way worse at it, like a lot worse. Like Hitler, Stalin, Mao, Pol Pot worse. Like North Korea worse. But again, half of those guys the left think are the good guys. So that's where we find ourselves. Let's see. What do we got going on here? All right. Yeah. Steve Cooner, MLA. I'm at ground zero in Richmond, and my constituent, Montrose Property Holdings, is now in crisis after the Cowichan decision as a direct result of Premier David Eby and the NDP. So this is the part of Richmond that was essentially just handed over to the Cowichan Native Band. Just because leftism, because empathy or something. Their project has lost its lender, lost its tenant, and has $7.5 million already spent, with $35 million in financing now frozen, all because the Cowichan ruling relied on Section 8.1 of the Interpretation Act, the same clause David Premier Eby, as the former Attorney General, rammed through during an NDP provincial emergency when media and public attention was diverted and debate was shut down in November 2021. Let's see. Now, real businesses, real jobs, and real families in Richmond are paying the price. This is a direct consequence of the NDP's DRIPA implementation and Eby's reckless legislative shortcuts. So this is the, United Nation Declaration of Rights for Indigenous Persons. It's not a Canadian thing. This is a foreign thing that's been foisted on Canada and then willingly accepted by Canadian far leftists. But it's not even a Canadian thing. This is from the freaking UN. My constituents are in distress and they deserve stability, not chaos. Premier David Eby, this is your fault. I stand with Montrose Property Holdings in calling on the Supreme Court of BC to reopen the Cowichan case now. British Columbians cannot afford this uncertainty any longer. This is just the appetizer to the looming catastrophe. Once people realize that their home equity, because these cases are going on, it's 95% of the province is susceptible to this, and it's all being done in secret, so people don't even know where these things are happening. We know, I think in Kelowna, there's like 100,000 homes that are now at risk. Once people realize that, like, maybe their life's work is going to be just gone. Like here, these people in Richmond, here's a business, lots of money involved. Well, they're done. They're done. What do you think is going to happen when people realize that, their life's work, most people's life's work is in their house. Their equity is in their house. When they realize they don't have access to that anymore. Banks aren't going to deal with them. Can't get a home equity loan. Can't sell your house because who the hell would buy a house that they may not own themselves in 6 months or a year? Or 2 years. Nobody's going to make a long-term investment. This is a catastrophe. This is just the appetizer to it. Like, the news is obviously soft-pedaling all of this, which is really criminal because this needs to be dealt with. It needs to be dealt with now. This cannot drag on for years. You would have to be crazy to to buy a property, to move from a different province, to move from Alberta or Saskatchewan, any other province to BC. You'd have to be nuts with everything up in the air like this. It's serious. This is going through the courts. The activist judges are just giving it all away. So, again, the media is soft pedaling it, trying to keep everybody calm. But no, this is the time to panic, frankly, and to start demanding answers. It's crazy. This is the logical conclusion of infinite empathy and, suicidal empathy. of just leftism. Like, if you just keep following that leftist trail, it will take you here eventually. So we need a correction. Will we get one? Well, who knows? I mean, Canada is bonkers. It's crazy. Hey, they just elected the Liberals again in April after 10 years of disaster. So really, almost nothing would surprise me at this point. All right. What's going on? JDL, how you doing? 8th like, hit the like button. Well, I'm going to have to give you a 1.3 good karma, my friend. That's better than just 1. Spambot says, this is why all my BC customers are rapidly buying companies in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Northern Ontario. Yeah. When all this sinks in, like, BC is going to become an economic wasteland. Like, nobody with any common sense would invest. I'm going to be very interested to see, like the next housing report, like what prices have dropped to. Prices are going to be dropping rapidly in British Columbia as more and more people find out just how serious this really is. Let's see. JDL says decadence of the West. Yeah, it is decadence. It's decadence. It's, optimism bias. It's forgetting your own history. It's forgetting why you live in the comfort that you live in. Let's see. All right. Boy, we're going to struggle to go over. We're an hour in. We're almost out of content. But there's really just wasn't that much going on, We had a good jam-packed one on Friday, though. All right, so that's actually it for the major tabs. Now we're on the last tab of the evening. Let's see. So this is a bunch of palate cleanser stuff, but we will check. Let's go and see if they've got the live now going, if it's live again. No, it's not. All right. We're not going to call it quits after we get through this tab. We're going to struggle to get through a little bit more. See if we can drag it out to 2 hours. Let's see. Vince Langman, dog walking fails. Well, let's check this out. Oh.
Look at this. Go.
So you notice this is all women, right? It's happening to women. So this goes along with something I've believed for a long time, is that there should be a law against women having big dogs that are powerful. Like there should be some law where it's proportional to your body size and your sex, because if women are just not as strong as men either. So maybe it should just be illegal for women to walk dogs, big dogs, because the dog is always going to win, right? And if it's a dog that if there's a dog that has a taste for like children's faces, she should not have that dog, right? In fact, you shouldn't just have those dogs. Like, I don't know. Like, you can't take if you got a dog that wants to eat children, like just straight up eat children, right? Do we really need that dog in society? If you had a person that wanted to eat children, right, you'd lock them up forever. You'd give them the chair, or lock them up forever. Right? Do we really need dogs that want to eat children? I just don't think it makes sense. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Right? But at least it should be illegal and for a woman to have a dog that she can't control. And if it gets away from her, immediate prison.
Right to jail, right away.
And I'm going to stand by that. I felt that way for a long time. I mean, look.
Go.
She didn't stand a chance again. And that's a little dog, for God's sakes. You know, like most of these dogs here, they're nice dogs. They like that one dog, he just wanted to like, I'm sure it probably just wanted to like hug that bird in the water, right? But, you know, there are like, you know, nasty, you know, I mean, there are dogs that like, that want to eat children or just people in general.
Go!
Like every time it's a woman. Okay, well, that's a guy, but he's kind of a pussy.
God damn it.
Don't even talk to me.
Well, I guess it's some dudes as well. I guess I'll just amend it. Anybody who can't control their dog, who can't stop it from just going where it wants to. Well, hold on.
Right to jail, right away.
That'd stop it. Let's say, Steve, how you doing? Says, I'm late, but I like the stream. Well, thank you very much, sir. And you get free good karma. And which number like was it? So we can donate some good karma to you. Number 1 is 6. Number 2 is 5. Number 3 is 4. And so on down to 1. Let's see. Let's see. What do we got here? Decade of the West, or Decadence of the West. We already did that. About wants the Keith Wilson video. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Trudeau says that let's make it illegal for women to go outside without a man. Well, I think that the Muslims are going to they're on top of that. So don't worry. There's somebody on the case. JDL says Kids in the Hall art school segment is priceless. Yeah, we've watched that before. We'd have to watch that one, I think, on a Monday night stream, on the premium stream. Let's see. Spambot asks, what did I get for the first like on X? 6. So that means it's 12 for you. If you got the first one on Rumble too, that's 12. That's a lot. Let's see. Spambot says, I might have missed when my PC rebooted. Don't ever update or reboot your computers. Never. It can lead to nothing but trouble. Let's see. What do we got going on for ads? Should do another ad. Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is a beautiful ad. Everybody's going to love this. Let's be clear. Cryptocurrency is no longer emerging. It's here. And this latest move cements that reality in the biggest way yet. Trump Media Group just inked a massive $6.4 billion deal with Crypto.com. That's Crypto.com, the world's top crypto platform. They're teaming up to scoop up $6.4 billion in CRO, the powerhouse token that fuels fast, low-fee DeFi, staking rewards, and real-world perks like cashback on your spends to launch America's first CRO treasury. When it's done, this new company will be the When it's done, this new company will be the biggest CRO holder out there. Want in on the action? Head to Crypto.com. That's Crypto.com today and grab some CRO. Everybody, let's make crypto great again. Oh, that hurt my throat that time. I had to switch accents there. Spambot says the reboot was desperately needed. Replace the kernel, so it had to be power circled. Well, I would say don't eat popcorn when you're on your computer. Kernel. I don't know what any of it means. Let's see. JDL says the replacement theory. Well, the politicians keep telling us they want to do that. They keep saying it. Then when we say, hold on, you said, they go, oh, conspiracy theory. Kernel replacement fact, Spambot says. What's going on? All right. let's get back to, maybe we'll do this. What was the thing that Spambot wanted? Is this the link here? Let's take a look. Let's find that link that Spambot wanted. We got time to kill. I got like nothing else, people. Nothing. Slow news right now. All right, hold on. Skip. All right, here we go. So go to let's see. 9 minute, it's -9. So where 14 minutes. So go to 14 minutes. Well, it's only 14 minutes long. Go to if you well, we're not playing the whole 14 minutes. We'll watch the even at 1.5 speed. We're not going to do that. But let's watch the beginning.
Pretty dramatic 24 hours here in Alberta, especially on the independence file. I just wanted to update you on what's happened and what it means and what it doesn't mean. So let's start with Bill 14. So the Alberta government has just announced that it's going to amend the Citizens Initiative Act. It's going to amend the Citizens Initiative Act to make the legislation consistent with their legislative intent. Remember, the legislature makes the laws. That's how our democracy works. We elect our MLAs to make laws in the legislature. And if they feel that a court or others are misunderstanding their law or misinterpreting their legal intentions or abusing them, they have the legal authority and arguably the democratic obligation as lawmakers to amend the legislation to make their intention clear. That's what they've done. They've brought in Bill 14. So what am I talking about? You will be aware that the Alberta Prosperity Project, an independence movement, has brought a petition, an application for a petition to seek enough votes to cause the Alberta government to hold a referendum on independence. This is a legal process that the Alberta Prosperity Project is trying to follow legally. However, there's an old carryover section from previous amendments from days gone past in the Citizens Initiative Act that's tripping. And it was this section that said you can only bring a petition on a question if it's not going to potentially violate the charter or elements of the Constitution. There's a bunch of reasons why it makes no sense to have that clause in the law. Because if the petition to cause the referendum is successful, and then the referendum itself is successful, that leads to negotiations with the federal governments, the other provinces, and the First Nations as required by the Supreme Court of Canada in the 1998 Quebec case, the reference case on succession and the Clarity Act. So there's already a check and balance in the system, and it's way down the road after the petition's been successful to cause the referendum.
Okay, 8 minutes, 35. That's what I wanted. All right. Because I got to be honest with you here. Boring. Let's see. I mean, it's all relevant stuff. I'm tired. I'm tired. Let's see. Let's go.
Discretion of the Alberta government or any other provincial government to bring a referendum on independence whenever they decide they want to do one. So as much as it's been a roller coaster and may seem alarming, it's not. The bottom line is democracy is alive and well in Alberta. The rule of law is being adhered to, with the exception perhaps of this strange decision from the court today. And the will of the people will be respected. That's the message. That's the reality. So very soon you're going to be asked to sign a petition, and will then lead to a referendum, I suspect, in October of 2026. And it'd be really important in the time between now and then that you reach out to your friends and your neighbors, that you talk to your colleagues, the guys on your hockey team, everybody you know, to explain to them the importance of independence, the prosperity that will bring to your community.
There's another thing going on in Alberta too, which is, and it's just the leftists, just dirty tricks. It's just their by any means necessary approach to their viewpoint on everything, because everybody else is evil, right? So anything's justified. But they have very weak recall legislation in Alberta, actually brought in by Jason Kenney, who was supposed to be a conservative anyway. So now they're just recalling like everybody, like every race, because they can, right? Just like the longest ballot where they'd have 200 people on the ballot anywhere, where Pierre Poilievre was running, first in Carleton and then in Crowfoot in Alberta. It's just any dirty trick. They don't care. They have no shame. They're not embarrassed by any of it. It's extremely childish. It's the product of their, delayed adolescence or their permanent adolescence. It's just leftism now encourages people to act like selfish, narcissistic children. So they just keep playing these dirty tricks over and over and over again, and they won't stop because that's who they are. This is who they are. They're permanent children at this point, and they're encouraged to be that. And they celebrate each other for being childish and inane and selfish. And they're not, the worst part of it is they can't even meme. They can't even come up with jokes anymore. It's almost like you're dealing with an alien species at this point. The left. I mean, these are people who think that the cure for childhood depression is to try and change them into through pharmaceuticals and surgery, change them into a facsimile of something they can never be, permanently medicalize them, literally sex changes for children. They actually think that's empathy and kindness. Like this is who we're dealing with now. These people are not actually very interested in democracy, it turns out, right? They will play every dirty trick in the book to try and get their way, or just because it amuses them. Steve says, am I weird? I didn't find that boring at all. Well, I was kind of joking there, I'm going to be honest. Lori says, Rumble won't let me sign in. That's weird. I hope that your account wasn't compromised or something. You should probably check your passwords on everything. I would be careful. Or maybe there's just an issue with Rumble. I don't know. But yeah, that sucks. Let's see. Spambot says, your rant is good. All right. Yeah. Let's go back here. What do we have next? You guys sent this stuff in, so I'm going to play it for you. So what's this one? Oh, this. Can this be real? I don't know where this is. If this is in Canada, it was probably not even a Carney voter, probably an NDP voter. In the States, definitely Kamala Harris. Oh no! Don't do that! Don't. Oh no! Was she okay? Does anybody know? Was she? She doesn't look okay. I seriously don't know why I'm laughing, but why will she taste? Why would she taste it? I don't know. The plug transforms the power way down, so this could not happen, but interesting attempt. So I don't know. Is it real? Is it staged? It's hard to know. Let's see. Utter stupidity with utter curiosity. I don't know. Was it staged? I don't know. We'll never know. That's the thing. That's the sad thing. But just don't do that. Oh, this is... I have long held that nobody should ever wear one of if you're wearing one of these things, whatever happens to you, you deserve it. That's my strong belief. So I don't feel a second of pity for these people.
Oh, fuck. I knew you brought that. I fucking knew you brought that. You son of a bitch.
Oh, no.
Hey, why are you laughing?
I hope they're all Antifa. Like, you buy the ticket, you take the ride. Let's see. Spambot says it's real. It's in a country with 230 volt plugs. She did not die, he says, but she was in hospital for a while. Trudeau Survivor says, wouldn't it only be 5 volts? Spambot says 5 volts reference to ground, and then Spambot says, or 5E floating from 230 volts. I actually don't understand what any of this means. And you are grounded, Spambot says, so it would be 225 volts on your tongue. Well, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound good. Spambot says, this video shows the best use of fart and skunk sprays. You put one of those things on, I'm sorry, whatever happens, happens. Adults should not be wearing those things. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. What's going on? Oh.
¿Cómo entender?
Oh, man. Is she wearing shorts or pants? Looks like just wearing shorts.
¿Cómo entender?
I mean, the thing is, it's not like nobody could have predicted that outcome, right? Could have taken a look at her and gone, oh, okay, then taken a look at the bike and went, okay. No, don't. You're going to need 2 bikes for sure. Let's see. Hold on a second. Mr. Snacks is telling people to go away. I think he heard somebody outside. Told them to fuck right off. Fuck right off. That's why I had to pause. All right. But it's not like, yeah, I mean, you'd need like, I don't know, like at least like a 3-wheeler, right? For that. I mean, it wouldn't have passed the eye test for me. Let's see. I can't stop laughing. That's an evil chicken. Well, let's take a look. Is this real or AI?
Oh my God.
I think this is AI. Let's take another look. Okay, because look at this. Look at this. Look at these red things on the ground here. These things. Look at this one in particular. It moves. See it, like part of it generated, then like the little part there generated. I think it's AI. Judo Survivor says AI. I agree. Steve Tollison says airless tires would be helpful. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, but I still don't think it would have worked. Spambot says cheap adapters are generally not too safe and not too safe. So I'm going to stop buying cheap adapters, which I always buy. All right. Let's see. I'm going to say that was AI. What about this one? AI or real? What do you guys think? Let's take a look. Hold on. I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's in Asia. If it's in Japan, like aren't their houses built out of like cardboard mostly, balsa wood? I don't know. I get the feeling this one's an AI. Actually, let's take a look at these cups on the ground. Let's see if they do anything weird. Well, but those ones have been knocked over. So I feel like these would have been knocked. These ones here would have been knocked over. Let's take another look. Actually, is there like an extra one? Okay, we're gonna watch this again. I think the secret is in the cups here. So there's 1, 2, 3 of the white cups, then that kind of orange one there. Now there's 4. Did you see that? There's 4 afterwards. So this we can definitively say is AI. See, there's 1, 2, 3, and then that one, which is like a brown one. Let's go back. Now there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that one. AI. Spambot says someone that size, bottom bunk only, please. I thought that was just like a law. Not everybody knew that. By the way, very quickly, for YouTube people, everybody else don't worry about it, but YouTube, we have 2 channels. Radio Baloney News now is the new channel. That's where you're going to get all the U.S. news, world news, woke mind virus, meme reviews. All of that will not be on this channel any longer, which is just live streams and Canadian news. Everything else, Radio Baloney News. Please go there, subscribe. The algorithm ain't going to help me out. I need your help. All right. Trudeau Survivor says she's a magician. Well, it might have fallen out of her bum, that extra cup. I don't know. But all I know is that we did some detective work, and I think that I'm very proud of us, actually, for figuring that out. Let's see. The cartoon has come to life. Roadrunner versus Coyote. Well, this is fun.
What is that? Roadrunner! And there's a coyote chasing it! They're still keeping up with us! This is wild. Bird's gone. What is that? Roadrunner! And there's a coyote chasing it! They're still keeping up with us! This is wild. Bird's gone.
I feel like this one's AI, too. This is the thing about AI. It actually is ruining the world because you can't tell anymore. Because that looked kind of weird. So I don't know. Let's see. Listen, I don't blame him. We all have that inner kid inside of us. Well, it's true. Let's check this out. I'd be tempted too. Like, I feel like this one is real somehow. I'm not sure how you can even put my finger on it. It just feels more real. Doesn't feel like there's no uncanny valley in this one that I can detect. Let's see. I've never seen an SUV get smashed to pieces like this. Well, here's another one. And also check to see if there's a watermark for like Sora or one of those things. Not on this one, but let's take a look. Now, it says in the comments, the people in that actually did survive. They did survive. So you didn't just witness anything. I mean, that's horrible, but, not the worst case scenario. Although how anybody could survive that, I don't know. But would a car actually explode like that? So then that leads me to think that even though the people in the comments seem to think that it's real, that it might be because according to the original article, the guy lived that was driving the small SUV. So I don't know. I mean, how could you survive this? Oh, God. Horrifying. Spambot says SUV instant confetti. Yeah. Spambot says, I have done this exact thing with an ice drill, but I was face down at the time. Okay, so it could be real. Spambot saying it could be real. I feel like it was. That one didn't have the uncanny valley thing that when there's people in them, I often get. Let's see. Fair assessment. So let's see. Let's take a look.
This little is the Jack Russell, the most chaotic, over-caffeinated, jumpy little bastard on planet Earth. These dogs aren't pets, they're unmedicated fireworks with legs. You don't own a Jack Russell, you just try to survive it. They've got the energy of a toddler on Monster Energy, and the personality of a wasp in a bottle. They're tiny, but they've got the attitude of a nightclub bouncer on his last warning. They'll square up to anything, and Rottweilers, tractors, fucking clouds. You take them for a walk and suddenly you're in the middle of an unsolicited cage fight because your pint-sized psychopath decided to pick a fight with a mastiff. People go, oh, but they're so clever. Yeah, clever like a bank robber. They're not smart in a cute way, they're smart in a, how the fuck did you open the bin, raid the fridge, and escape the garden in under 5 minutes kind of way. Leave them alone for half an hour and they'll have dug a tunnel to France, eaten half your skirting board and pissed on your shoe just for the thrill of it. If you want a dog that'll test your patience, destroy your garden, scream at clouds, and make you question your life choices every single day, get a Jack Russell. It's like living with a furry caffeine overdose that hates your authority. But hey, at least it's small enough to fit through the hole it just dug to escape your yard. Let me know what dog you want to see next and go away.
Now I want one. I don't think Mr. Snacks would like it, though. Let's see. This one, I think this one's got music in it. We got to save that for Monday. And that's all the ones you guys sent me. Well, that's it. Let's see. Steve Tolson says, all AI so far. I think maybe the drill one wasn't. Trudeau Survivor says, I don't think a car would explode into that many pieces. That's what I was wondering, too. Macross, how you doing? Let's see. Cars are made to crumple to absorb energy into the frame and not the passenger. Okay, well, that's a good point. Spambot says would not survive. I can't imagine anybody surviving that crash. That's way too harsh. Let's just go back to the home screen, and this might be like a really uncharacteristically. Well, I think it's going to be an uncharacteristically short stream tonight because there's just not that much going on. But that's okay. Let's see. Elon Musk said, wow. So I've said this before, culture matters. Culture matters when you're bringing people into your country. Immigrants from Somalia overwhelmingly rely on government welfare. Norway, 73% of Somali immigrants are on government aid. Sweden, 64% of Somali immigrants do not have jobs or education. Denmark, 69% of Somali immigrants are on public benefits. America, 88% of Somalians rely on a welfare program, according to Donald Trump. I think that number is actually more like 60%, which is still appalling. But no, I looked into it. It's not 88%, but maybe it's 88% some kind of benefit, whether it's like food banks or something, right? But in terms of some sort of assistance from the government, it's like about 60%. So, and also, but they're really, really good at stealing money from the state, from their new adopted home, billions of dollars. They're saying 8 billion now was scammed in Minnesota. So there's that. They have that. Why don't they just employ them to scam other countries and send the money back in remittances to the United States? Now, is that the solution? Is that the solution? So the United States can pay them to go to Sweden and rip off Sweden and then send the money back to the United States. You make that a 6-figure job, right? I mean, they're good at it. They're really good at it, right? Each to his needs or each to his talents or whatever Karl Marx said. Something like that. I think I just found the solution. Just send your Somalians around the world to rip everybody off and send the money home. Done. Let's see. Brett Weinstein dropped a chilling realization on Joe Rogan. It's from Camus. Let's hear what he has to say. He says, I used to believe true evil, taking pleasure in harming the innocent, was evolutionarily self-extinguishing and therefore ultra rare. Well, I guess maybe he's changed his mind. Modern leftism will do that. Or, like Bolshevism will do that. Like having to live under psychopath communists will do that.
Well, you ask a question about evil that I think is worth investigating.
What is it?
My position on this has changed radically. So it used to be that I would say that I thought evil was an extremely rare phenomenon. And the reason that I thought it was extremely rare is because it's a terrible strategy, right? If we say that ruthlessness, doing anything to get ahead, is a good strategy, right? Because you can always not do stuff, right? You have every move available to you if you're just perfectly amoral. But evil has to be something beyond amoral. Evil has to be something that intentionally does harm, that delights in it, right? In order to merit that term.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good strategy, right? You want, if game theoretically, the ideal strategy is perfect amorality, because it can behave morally when that's advantageous, and it can behave immorally when that's advantageous. That is inherently the best. I'm not saying it's good, it's not defensible, but I'm saying just game theoretically, that is going to be the most effective strategy, is one that can be moral and amoral, or it can behave in whatever way is ideal for the individual circumstance. To delight in doing harm is to miss the opportunity to be good when it's the right thing to do. So I would have expected evil to be a very rare phenomenon because it's self-extinguishing, right? If you're doing harm for its own sake, that's not a way to get ahead. You'll be outcompeted by people who are amoral at the very least. But I see so many things that strike me as meriting that label. I mean, for example, the pedophilia that you're talking about.
Right.
I don't understand the ability to destroy a child for your own gratification. Like, I'm sorry, that merits the term. And it apparently is more common than most of us have believed until recently.
Eastern Europeans are much more pragmatic, but much more cynical about human nature, and for good reason, right? Like, they had to live under communism, where, at best you're getting amorality. That's at best you're getting that. More likely there's it's mostly psychopathy, because psychopaths obviously are drawn to authoritarian ideologies, authoritarian structures, totalitarian structures, because they love the power and they enjoy hurting other people. So, and I think, Chinese people, especially people who were alive and who grew up during, the Cultural Revolution, during Maoism, they tend to be, I think, a lot like Eastern Europeans that way too, because they've experienced it. They've experienced the worst of human nature, which, unfortunately, all these people graduating from universities, they're not being taught to have any perspective whatsoever. What's Andino saying here? Says there are no great mysteries surrounding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Investigators identified and arrested a suspect within 48 hours, and the evidence released has consistently aligned with the accusations against Tyler Robinson. Authorities have provided videos, photos, interview summaries with family members, and what they say are recovered communications between Robinson and his trans lover. Robinson believed, like most Democrats and leftists, that Kirk spread transphobia and needed to be stopped. Yet factions on both the left and right continue to pump out viral conspiracies and fabrications. Well, the other thing is, too, is like this stuff has been nurtured on the left. So it's not that long after the guy who shot Luigi Mangione, the guy who shot the healthcare executive, and was celebrated. And Tyler Robinson would have seen that and probably joined in on the celebrations too. So they've created a culture that rewards psychopathy. So, yeah, I mean, this is my feelings on it. I mean, it seems pretty open and shut case to me. They got a guy who hated Charlie Kirk. He was there. There's a weapon. Seeing claims about the bullet could have done this or couldn't have done this or whatever. Well, you're just adding a bunch of complications that actually aren't necessary. I mean, anytime somebody says can't have done, I think that I think you have to be a little bit, especially if it's not an expert, right? Hold on a second. I just noticed something. Need to, oh, darn it. Has that been like that the whole stream? Yeah, I'm with Andy No on this one. I mean, it seems like pretty open and shut case. I mean, this is what leftists do, right? It should not be surprising. I just find it kind of amazing that you've got these, like Candace Owens. Now Candace Owens saying there was trying to, going after TPUSA and somehow they're guilty of something. And it just, I don't know. This is all just a bunch of superfluous stuff that's not backed up with any evidence. You don't need any of it, right? You got everything you need. So, I mean, they know where he was. They know he was there. They know what weapon that he used. They've talked to his family. They got the communications. I mean, it just seems pretty open and shut to me. It seems like a disservice to his memory, all this conspiracy stuff around it. I mean, conspiracies happen. They are real, right? There are actual conspiracies. There's a reason why the word conspiracy exists, because it's describing something that exists in the real world. But not everything is. Like, if there's something that really doesn't make sense, okay, then you start wondering, okay, looking for different explanations. But everything does make sense in that Charlie Kirk case. Let's see. Let's see. What else we got? Anything else? I think we're going to call it a night, actually, pretty quick. We're now in 44 in. There's just not a lot to go over. All right. Let's see. What do we got in the chat? Looks like Spambot's got another. Has he got another link? Oh, for fuck's sake, Spambot! How many links are you gonna put in there? I'm not your fucking link monkey. All right, let's go through it. Better be good. These better be good. All right, let's go. Let's make sure these are appropriate for the non-premium streams. Let's see. Oh, geez. Well, I don't want to see people die. Okay? No. That's a premium stream one. Even then, I don't really want to see that. Let's go to the second one. For God's sakes. Family show. Just lost a part of my soul, thanks to Spambot. Let's see. I'm going to have to... Okay, I'm pre-screening this one, but I think this one should be okay. All right. Oh, dear. Oh. All right, hold on. We gotta go back here again. Stop. Nope. is that what? Good Lord, hold on. We gotta go back. What's happened there?
Oh, shit!
Oh.
Nothing beats the jet. Okay.
Oh. I'm starting to suspect that Spambot is something of a misanthrope. I'm starting to suspect it. We got a lot of this from Spam. That was pretty good though. So Spam gets a pass on that one. Let's see. All right, let's take a look. We'll have to screen this, make sure nobody dies. Let's see. Okay, this one looks all right. All right, hold on. There we go. Well, I didn't think she died there. I hope not. she wasn't moving. She puts her head down. She's not moving. Good Lord. I think she's okay. I think she's all right. I think she's okay. Spambot says, I only watched the first 15 seconds of the second link to make sure it had no music. Well, thank you for that. Good. We're doing good with the no music thing. Oh, God. All right. Let's see. Trudeau survivor is assassin. This whole like Israel wanted to assassinate Charlie. That is one of the weirdest ones. It's just that makes literally no sense. Let's see. Let's see. You saw nothing, and now you see him. No, you don't. Well, maybe it was, to be fair to Spambot, maybe that one was edited or something. The guy got off, and then they cut it. Because they did that with a train video we showed, too. There's like a dog tied to the train tracks, but it turned out that it was deceptively edited, so they were okay. Let's see. Spambot says, I just love snow videos. They are good. We've had some good ones. Bad Uncle Frank, how you doing? Says she's okay. Only part of the roof avalanche hit her. Because her head is up and then she puts it down. I think she's fine. I think she just hates her life. I think that's all. Let's see. A plumber's bad day. What's that? Let's see. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, we got a couple. We'll do Macross's one first. I shall, of course, screen it because I can't trust you guys. I've learned the hard way on that one. Let's see. What's this one? Okay, what's this? You've heard of Elf on a Shelf. Now get ready for Betty on a Yeti. Betty on a Yeti. Solved it. All right. Let's get to Spam's other one here. Hold on. Yeah, I do not want to sign into Pinterest. Thank you very much. Let's see. What's this one? All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, no. This is horrible. Hope nobody's eating their dinner. Oh, no. This is a bad day for a plumber, all right. God damn it. No music. We don't need the music anyway. It doesn't help. So there he is. He's working hard. Oh, no. Oh, that's like sewage. That's sewage. That's straight out of the toilet. Like there's number 2s falling out of it. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, that's disgusting. You can literally see the number 2s in there. You can see the number 2s coming out. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, just gross. Thank you, Spambot. Thank you so much. Let's see. All right. All right. Well, we'll do 2 more links, then we're calling it a night. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, no, we already got that one. Okay. So we got that one. So we got one more link, and that's it. Because we're almost 2 hours now. So 2 hours is a good amount of time. Let's see. What do we got here? Let's take. Oh, okay. This one should be safe. All right. Oh, if you're having a bad day, these people have it worse. Oh.
Joe, no, don't do it.
Oh. I can feel it. I'm getting like sympathy injuries from watching this. Do you guys ever get that? Okay. So it's icy out there. I think we know what, and he's in flip-flops. Bad plan. Smooth move, X-Lax. No, not under the car.
I'm here.
Oh, that must have hurt. Ow.
Step by step. Ooh, baby.
Oh, I can't watch anymore. I'm getting too many sympathy injuries from that. All right, let's see. What else? Did I miss anything in the chat here? Let's see. McCross says, "Oh, come on! I thought that was great." Which one? The Betty on a Yeti? Let's see. Steve says that Candace Owens seems to have gone off a deep end, a little at a time, starting with her feud with Steven Crowder. It may be that she just has decided, I just want to get as big an audience as possible and make as much money as possible. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, the stuff coming out of her these days, I mean, I don't know. I'm not into it. Let's see. McCross says golf cleats, people. Golf cleats. Let's see. So I'm about saying I stopped the clip too soon. Well, let's see. Was there anything left in there? Oh. Oh. Yeah, we missed I stopped it right before the very last one. My apologies. All right. Well, I think that's it. I think we got all the clips. I think we're 2 hours in, or just almost 2 hours in at this point. And yeah, I think that's it for tonight. There's not too much going on. So I think we'll call it a night, people. All right. Anybody watching on YouTube, subscribe to the new channel, Radio Baloney News. It's where you'll find all of our fine UK, US, world news, meme reviews, woke mind virus stuff all over here. You won't find it on this channel anymore. It's all over here now. Please go there and subscribe. It will make a purple-haired gremlin working at YouTube cry, literally cry. It makes them very, very sad and angry. Angry. All right, and that's it. So thanks you guys for showing up. We'll be back tomorrow night for the premium stream. So that is like a super Rancho Relaxo. We'll be watching a little bit of the Magnificent Seven. Is that the one, Spambot? The Magnificent Seven, I believe. We're going to watch some of that, and we're going to talk a lot, and we're going to do random stuff and look at news as well, and it's going to be a great time. But you've got to be on Rumble, and you've got to be a premium member on Rumble, or you've got to be a channel member on this channel. So become a channel member on Rumble, and you can do that. You can be on all of our premium streams on Monday nights. It's very exciting. You'll have a great time, and plus double good karmas. We always do double good karmas on premium streams. So if you're the first one, you're going to get like 10. You're going to get like 10 good karmas. Then you're set for the week. So there, you got that going for you. Otherwise, everybody have a great night, and we'll see you all tomorrow, 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern time. See you later, everyone.